students. How are you? My name is Adistaye. I am a geography teacher. I will give you a lecture on Unit 3. The title of the unit is An Overview of Physical Geography of Africa. The content of the unit include position, size, and shape of Africa, geological history and relief structure of Africa, climate of Africa, drainage in Africa, natural vegetation and wildlife of Africa, soils of Africa. The unit will give you an overview of the general physical characteristics of Africa. So, at the end of this lesson, you will be able to explain about the different geographical characteristics of Africa. Today, we are going to discuss about position, size, shape of Africa, and geological history and relief structure of Africa. When we see the position of Africa, Africa's location can be expressed in two ways. These are absolute location and relative location. Students, we have learned about absolute location and relative location in the lower grade. Today, we will discuss about the absolute location of Africa. Let us see the absolute location of Africa. Absolute location shows the location of an area by using astronomical grid reference. When we see the absolute location of Africa, Africa extends for about 37 degrees north and 35 degrees south of the equator. Similarly, Africa extends for about 70 degrees west and 51 degrees east from the Greenwich meridian. From this absolute location, we can conclude that Africa stretches in all hemispheres. Africa has 4 extreme points. These are the north extreme point, the south extreme point, the east and the west extreme points. When we see the north extreme point of Africa, Cape Bon is found in Tunisia, located in the northern extreme point of Africa at 37 degrees to 21 minutes north. Cape Agulhas, located in the southern extreme point of Africa, which is found in the Republic of Southern Africa, located at 52 minutes south. Cape Verde, it is the extreme point of west, which is found in Senegal at 70 degrees to 33 minutes west. Cape Gaddafi is found in Somalia, located at 51 degrees to 28 minutes east. It is the extreme point of east. The north-south and west-east extent of Africa almost similar. The distance from north to south is 8,000. The distance from west to east is 7,516 kilometers. When we see the relative location of Africa, relative location shows the location of the continent or the country with reference to physical feature, that is landmass or water bodies. Landmass may be continent or country. When we see the relative location of Africa, Africa is found south of Europe, southwest of Asia, west of the Indian Ocean, north of the Southern Ocean, and east of the Atlantic Ocean. When we see the size and shape of Africa, Africa is the second largest continent in the world, next to Asia. Africa has a relatively compact shape. When you see the regional division of Africa, the mainland of Africa has 5 major regions. They are defined in terms of socio-economic and cultural similarities. The regions are the Northern Africa, the Western Africa, Central Africa, the Eastern Africa, and Southern Africa. In terms of area, the largest is Northern Africa, the smallest is Southern Africa. Let us see the absolute location of Eastern Africa. Eastern Africa, located 80 degrees north and 27 degrees south latitudes, and 22 degrees east up to 51 degrees to 28 minutes east longitude. The region is the third largest in terms of area. It accounts for about 21% of the continent's total area. It has a total of 18 countries. 7 are landlocked. It is characterized by diverse relief. This diverse relief results in diverse climate. East Africa is drained by the Nile River, the Wab Shabelle, and Ganale Basin. Of the highland and lowland lake of Africa mostly found in this region. East Africa is the most populous of all regions. Average life expectancy of East Africa is 51 years. The economic activity of East Africa is dominated by agriculture. Industry and mining sectors are little developed in this region. When you say the Northern Africa region, Northern Africa is the largest region in terms of area. There are 7 countries in this region. All the states of this region direct access to the sea. Northern Africa is characterized by desert climate. All the states of this region have direct access to the sea. North Africa is the largest region in terms of area. There are 7 countries in the region. All the states of this region have direct access to the sea. North Africa is characterized by desert climate. The Maghreb region dominated by Mediterranean climate. The region topography is dominated by mountain and plains. Much of the Northern Africa is covered by desert vegetation. Nearly 15% of the region's population live in urban area. The average life expectancy of the people of the Northern Africa region people is 69 years. The economy of North Africa is dominated by mining, industry, and agriculture. Let's move to the Western Africa. The region of Western Africa is stretched between 4 degrees north up to 25 degrees north latitude and 70 degrees to 33 minutes west up to 60 degrees east longitude. It has 70 countries. The climate of the region shows great variation. The western coast experiences tropical humid climates with high rainfall and high temperature. The interior lowland are characterized by low rainfall and high temperature. Western Africa is the second most populous region in the continent. Africa's most populous country, Nigeria, is found in this region. The life expectancy of the people of this region is 51 years. The Western Africa economy dominated by agriculture. When you see the Central Africa location, Central Africa located 28 degrees to 30 minutes north and 50 degrees to 30 minutes south, and 8 degrees east to 32 degrees east longitude. Central Africa is the second largest in Africa. Central Africa experiences almost all types of climate except the Mediterranean climate. The average life expectancy of Central Africa is 51 years. When we see the Central Africa's economy include agriculture, forestry, mining, and manufacturing. The last region is Southern Africa. The absolute location of Southern Africa is between 80 degrees south up to 34 degrees 252 minutes south latitude and 7 degrees east to 32 degrees east longitude. The region is divided into 5 sovereign states, and this region is the smallest region. The climate of South Africa is highly diverse. It has tropical, desert, alpine, and Mediterranean climates. Life expectancy of the people of this region is 52 years. Let's move to the geological history of Africa. Throughout the 4.5 billion years history of the planet, several geographical processes acted on the planet and formed its relief. The continent of Africa was the part of the old continent we call Pangaea. Pangaea broken into two because of continental drifting. Pangaea broken into two during Jurassic period of the Mesozoic Era. The two continents of Pangaea is Laurasia and Gondwana. Laurasia is the northern part, Gondwana is the southern part. Africa is the part of Gondwana land. Let us see what events happened in Africa in each era. Students, you have learned about the 4 eras in the lower grade. Let us see what events happened in Africa during Precambrian Era. The age of Precambrian Era is 4.5 billion up to 600 million years before the present. Due to the remoteness of the time, there is no full information about Precambrian Era. But orogenesis and metamorphosis process took place during this time. Let us see what events happened in Africa during this era. For example, formation of the basement complex rock. This basement complex rock rich in minerals such as gold and copper. Orogenesis also took place in Africa. Orogenesis process also happened during this era. Orogenesis process means mountain forming process. The second and the oldest era is known as Pelagic Era. The age of Pelagic Era is between 600 up to 250 million years before the present. There is no significant rock formation during this time. The following are the most important events that happened in this era. These are series of denudation and peniplanation of the land, heavy erosion occur, formation of coal during Carboniferous period. The third longest and oldest era is Mesozoic Era. The age of Mesozoic Era is between 250 up to 7 million years before the present. The Mesozoic Era divided into 3 periods. These are Triassic period, Jurassic period, and Cretaceous period. During the first period, that is the Triassic period, there was sinking of the land in eastern part of the continent. The rising of the land began in the Cretaceous period. Sedimentary rock also formed during this era. The recent era is known as Cenozoic Era. The age of Cenozoic Era between 7 million up to present. There are 2 periods in this era. These